there, Capricorn. Welcome to a weekly Tarotscope for the week beginning the 9th through the 15th. It's Sagittarius Yogini. I actually did your reading before, but something happened when I was recording it and it was in pieces. I couldn't find one of the pieces, so I'm just doing it over again. Basically, what I wanted to talk about that was astrological in nature is that there's going to be Mercury, which is currently retrograding in your 9th house, is going back into your 8th house. So it started out in Virgo. As I record this on August 9th, it's in Virgo. And then on the 15th, it's going back into Leo, your 8th house. The 8th and 9th houses have one thing in particular in common. They are connected with spirituality. My distinction between the two houses is that the 9th house is more like organized religion, and the 8th house is more esoteric. And I would say that a lot of Capricorns would fall into the 9th house in terms of, the established religions. It's very, they have their own dogma, their own set of principles, guiding principles, and the Capricorns tend to like that kind of structure, you know what I mean? And the 8th house, it's more open-ended. And I think that the reason that you may be kind of rethinking things is because Pluto is poised to go back into your sign. So you got a little bit more inner work to do and inner transformation to have. So you have Pluto is one of the rulers of the 8th house in the sign of Scorpio. So a lot of Capricorns may have shifted themselves completely since 2008, and part of it is their basic what would you call it, like reason for living? No, not reason for living, but the meaning of life itself, which is a pretty heady topic, isn't it? But yeah, you might have changed that. Maybe before it was more on the 3D level, like, oh, well, I want to get this great job, or I want to be really successful in my career. And now it's more of an inner transformation. So anyway, you're going to be rethinking things like that on the more mundane level. I mean, it's really not mundane, but you may be like switching a type of, if you are experiencing a spiritual awakening or some type of desire to do something in that field, you may be switching to something more esoteric, and maybe you're going to be studying that. Mercury's going direct on the 28th, in case you're interested. And so, yeah, let's pick some cards here for the week, or truncated week, since I didn't get to half of the signs, so I have to do it a little bit late. I did want to get them all done, though. Didn't want to leave anybody out. I was tempted to, but I didn't want to. Okay, well, we're going to pick an additional card here. Okay. All right. So, well, I'll put this to the side. Wow. Pretty heavy. Pretty heavy stuff. Okay. By the way, okay, you can see... Oh, wow. I'm surprised that the three... Maybe I'm wrong about my theory. There are some blackbirds, but they're very small in this one. Okay. Because in this deck, they use blackbirds, and they seem to signify negative thinking, or, this is... The swords can be conflict, drama, but it's also your thoughts. It's also communication. The heart of the matter is the Two of Swords. You may be at a loggerheads about something. Yeah, it's possible that it involves another person, but you can see that her hair is blinding her. This is like a common symbolism that you see in these Two of Sword cards, where it's showing that the person who's making a decision, they may be blinded by something. So the decision that they make may be coming from a place that is more uninformed, or maybe even the person, oops, is in denial about something. And so the I always say, like, sometimes if a person is not sure what to do, has two different choices, neither one may be the right thing, and same goes with people. Neither one may be the right person. Sometimes I do love readings. I haven't done one in a long time like this, but I remember I was getting a whole bunch of love readings, or not a whole bunch, but some love readings where there were like three people, like crazy amounts of people. I mean, one, I did a crazy amount. I won't do that anymore. But even two people aren't interchangeable. Um, it's you can't be that blasé about differences in people that you could say, well, I don't know if I want this person or this person. It would have to be something other than your feelings for them. Maybe it's, they make a lot of money or whatever. But so anyway, yeah, I do feel that it has some relationship angle to it, because what crosses you is a Two of Cups. This is a card that can be about reunion, or it can be about commitment. So, wow. And who knows? Maybe that's even combined. Like, for instance, a person who is supposed to get married, is like engaged, and then they happen to come in contact online with an old flame. Now what do they do? That's like the perfect example of that, because they're set to get married, they're set to give their life, to commit to life to somebody, and now somebody that they really loved years ago is coming into the picture again. And we're having a Mercury retrograde as I record this, and so that is a possible scenario. So it's like, do you commit to the person that maybe is your second choice? You were like hoping that other person would be there, and now that person came back. But if that other person wasn't really like good for you, or you ended on a bad note, it wasn't a good breakup, um that could be a really crazy thing to go back to. So obviously, a person who is blinded by the facts may decide to do just that. What's coming in is the Seven of Pentacles. This is about investing energy and watching it grow. So it suggests the newness of something. It's still hard for me to clearly see if that scenario that I have just given, how that would, jibe with with the Seven of Pentacles. Because it's really about being patient and kind of like monitoring the progress of something that you've invested in. And yeah, I mean, sometimes people will bail from the early stages of a relationship if they're kind of impatient, if it just seems to be going very slowly, when that could be the best thing. Now, Capricorn people as a whole don't strike me as impatient, but you might have the moon in Aries. You might have, a conjunction between your moon and Mars or something along those lines. Who knows? Um, so I can't say for sure, There might be some of you that are like that. But it's like, do you bail from this thing that you have invested in? Oh yeah, and I mean, it could be a business. If you've started a business and maybe you put some money into it and you put a lot of time into it, but you don't feel satisfied with the results as of yet, do you bail? Or do you allow it to grow, or see if it's going to grow? Now, the outcome card that I picked, just looking at the face, you can probably see why I didn't want to end on this. The outcome card is the Three of Swords. This is a card of heartbreak, but it can be, actually, it can have a positive connotation. It can be that you decide to just cut something off, like cleanly. So you've had a dalliance with someone when you are supposed to get married, and it was tempting to like fantasize about this other person being a good partner, but you know deep down inside that that's not what it is. And so you just say, nope, I'm going to cut it off, because if I continue, it's going to poison my relationship with my fiance, and I don't want that to happen. Or if you're married and this is some old flame, or there are times when this could be the shoe could be on the other foot, where you're the one who is dealing with your partner's infidelity, and you are kind of trying to be patient about it. But the thing is that it's like words don't mean anything, it's action. So if you've been promised, if your partner has promised that they're going to be loyal, and you don't see that manifesting, then it can be very agonizing. But you might decide that's it. Maybe this has been an on and again, off again issue, and you're finally done with it. So I picked a clarification card, and I got the Fool card, which is really awesome, because it's like, to me, ultimately, this is a card of having the courage to step out on faith and enjoy the journey that is like a blank slate, that has no guarantees. Now, if you're someone for whom the Two of Swords is deciding whether or not to quit your job, the Fool card is one of those cards that is really speaking to this vortex, that the law of attraction. They use this in their Magician card, which I associate with the law of attraction, but basically this idea that when we want something, it's already waiting for us. Now, I'm just regurgitating what I'm hearing. I'm not saying that this is a, fact in life, or that everyone has experienced this. I don't know that that's true. I don't know if it probably is true, even on a very small scale, on some level, you know what I mean? But the point is that a lot of people don't venture out and do things because they say, what if? And then they go into this, horrible scenario, as if that is the only real potential that's going to occur, is that something bad is going to happen. Because when you think about it, you could say, what if my business makes me $1 million and it takes off? It might not take off like right out of the gate, but what if in a year it just like grows exponentially? And I could have still been at that job where I hated going in every day, and it was actually causing health problems because I was so resistant to it. I should have been doing this a year ago. But I feel like it's never a good idea to do something if you feel very, very like anxious about it. A little bit of, butterflies in the stomach is a different story, but some people, they feel so terrified to do something, and it could be because their higher self is telling them, nah, this isn't really a good idea for whatever reason. So I'm not one of those people that say, oh yeah, just be totally fearless and do whatever, whenever. I don't necessarily, I do have that cautious side to myself. Maybe it's the Mars in Capricorn or something. But yeah, so think about it like that, that this is an adventure for you. Actually, you're going to be having another solar eclipse in your 10th house of career, Capricorn, That's coming up in October, though, October 2nd. But you could be feeling it at the end of August, as early as then, or definitely in September. So this may play out in something very big for you that, who knows, you don't even realize how good it could get. So that's what I have for you. And as it pertains to love, I should say, um, the Fool is about, going into uncharted territories. So if you've always been with someone and this is the first time since you've been a teenager that you're on your own, embrace the adventure. Don't act like it's going to lead to calamity, because it may be very tentative. You might feel like a little queasy at the beginning, but then there'll be a day you wake up in the morning and you're free. And it's going to be a glorious day. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, you can visit me at rainamoonastrology.com. Take care. Bye.